So who never heard of a place called Roatan? Raise your hands. Okay, majority. I was the same one like you 4 years ago. I was just this. Like, friend of mine called me like, "Hey man, you need to come. It's a paradise." I'm like, "Is it Africa? Is it Asia?" Like, no freaking idea. So for those of you who don't know, Roatan is the most western island of Caribbean, belongs to Honduras. It used to be a part of Commonwealth, so people speak natively English there on Roatan. And it is a freaking pirate island. One of the most famous pirates lived here, Henry Morgan and people like them. Actually, Henry Morgan built a wall here. There was a gunpowder storage in 17th century, and the wall is still there on the island that he lived at. So it's rich in history, and we Bitcoiners are kind of slightly pirates as well. So that's why I kind of fall in love with it. People hate government, and they really, they hang politicians here, they depict them around. So it's a place that really breathes its freedom, and I love it for that as well. I ended up there 4 years ago out of curiosity because there was a Czech village there. I'm from Slovakia originally, so I wanted to find out what's happening. And I found there is a very crazy, interesting place called Prospera. Prospera is the private city in Honduras. It was the first jurisdiction in the world that did Bitcoin as a legal tender before Salvador, and it is the only jurisdiction in the world where you can do Bitcoin as unit of account, meaning you can run your company fully on Bitcoin. You don't need to account for fiat. I'm like, damn, like I want to be around and help building this place to be more Bitcoin. There are already buildings coming up. There is a tower. It's a beautiful jungle. The whole island is 85% jungle. So if you love nature, you would love it there. And 4 years ago, we built a Bitcoin center there. In the middle of the island, there is a building that we rented. And the first thing when you're entering Prospera, there's a 3-meter huge Bitcoin logo. So we are kind of orange pilling this way already. It is the highest viewpoint of the island, and this is where we are doing our meetups and our activities. So what do we do on the island? Across the whole island, from the east to the west, we do Bitcoin education on the schools. We work with public schools and private schools. We are running Bitcoin diplomas. We already did, I think, about 20 cohorts and starting new one actually this week. We did graduations, events for Bitcoin. Workshops. This last one is from like a week or two ago. We were setting up BitXs. We did multi-sig workshops, so even more technical things. And right there you see our K1 ATM made in El Salvador, and this helps us tremendously orange pilling people, giving them the experience of trying Bitcoin. If you don't have a machine like this in your place, I super recommending that. This helps to bring so many people into Bitcoin with just a quarter of a dollar or a dollar bill. And when they see how they receive Bitcoin, it's life-changing for them. We did Bitcoin meetups in Utilas, which is the next island as well. It was the first meetup that we ever did it, and we orange pilled the first gas station into Bitcoin in the whole Honduras, right here on the island. One thing that worked for us really well were the Bitcoin games. This is something that was happening a few weeks ago. This is our Satoshi ship, little catamaran, that we are teaching people how to do sailing. We did a block height run, so we are not running a distance or a time, but the duration of 3 blocks. It was super fun. You didn't expect how far you're going to run. So that was pretty crazy. What was really great as well, Bitcoin chess, the biggest chess tournament in Latin America. The prize pool was 2 Bitcoins, and 8 grandmasters of the world came in. The top 15th player, like really, really big names. And this brought so many non-Bitcoiners in. The buy-in was only in Bitcoin. You were logging through LNURL authentication, so everybody needed to have a Bitcoin wallet, either Phoenix or Zeus. One crazy part was King of the Hill. So whoever won was sitting on the hill, on the throne, and was earning 21 Satoshis every second. And then he withdrew it with a click to his Lightning wallet. And this was going on for a week, 24/7. So there were players constantly coming 24/7 in the night. So this brought the community crazily in. So people in Roatan, we got it together. Tomek, if you have heard of him, he was one of the main organizers, and this was a huge success. We also orange pilling merchants. We have about 60 merchants accepting Bitcoin on the island, from doctors, opticians, all the way to restaurants. What really helps us, and I can help you later share more, is something called the Bitcoin Review Raffle. This is a new thing we're starting. People are applying, putting reviews Oh my God, the time is fast. Putting reviews, and every 2 weeks, one of the review to the merchant that accepts Bitcoin is pulled up, and the person receives Satoshis. So people are incentivized to spend Bitcoin because they can win something, and merchants are happy to accept because they're incentivized that people will be going there. So it's a new project, but we're already getting a lot of merchants interested in that. We have prices in Satoshis as well, with a Satoshi's grave underwater, since Roatan is a diving destination. So you have a couple of artifacts about Bitcoin there. And just to finish up very quickly, who of you feels or ever felt that when you talk to people, it felt like giving them drinking from a fire hose? Yeah, I was the same guy. My background is in teaching. I used to teach mathematics, physics, and English. And this was me trying to push Bitcoin to everybody's throat. I realized this is not the way to go. And that's why we created something called Bitcoin Educators Academy, with the goal of teaching people how to teach Bitcoin without necessarily pushing it down the throat. Since I don't have time, you can come to me later. This is a couple of our alumni from more than 15 countries around the world that we are doing it. These are meetup organizers from Slovakia. So these were our last participants in the academy in Slovakia recently. And if you're interested, scan the Telegram for the info chat about this project, because we're going to be doing a masterclass, communication masterclass on Friday for 4 hours, which is kind of handpicked sessions from Bitcoin Educators Academy. Maybe you didn't scan it, you can find me later. And yeah, lessons learned very quickly. Integrate games. This worked super well for us. Really focus on things that people normally love to do in their daily lives, and that suddenly brings people together without necessarily Bitcoin. And use some tools like Bitcoin ATMs, give them experience to touch Bitcoin. And don't force people to Bitcoin. Be open, be there for them, but let them come first, not you to them. That's it. Thank you very much.